Good day, everyone. Happy Friday. Hope you're all well. Looking forward to the weekend and healthy and happy. Realizing the government really does not love you. And also realizing that pretty much everything they told you since the day you were born is a big fat ass lie. So it is June the 20th, 2025, Friday afternoon, 12:30 p.m. Going to talk about the witchy ones. This is not my favorite topic because I've had so much problem with the witchy ones in my life. But when it really comes down to it, because I am a follower of Jesus and have Jesus in my life, they can't do anything to me. They've tried and they've tried and they've tried. They've never succeeded. And they never will, because they can't. Nothing defeats Jesus. Nothing. The Dark Lord himself shudders and shakes at the sound of the name Jesus. But the witchy ones, they are very, very persistent, very arrogant. They seem to believe that they do have power against the heavenly forces, which they really just don't. They can be annoying. They can be a pain in the ass. They can frighten people. They can make you feel that your privacy's been invaded because they can remote view, most of them. Now, first of all, let me say there are real witches and there are fake witches, people who just think they're witches. They saw the movie years ago called The Craft, or maybe even the funny one, The Witches of Eastwick, or whatever. Thought it looked cool, so they thought they'd get a spell book and learn to be a witch. Well, it's a little more involved in learning to be a witch and being a real witch. You have to pledge your allegiance to the Dark Kingdom. You have to be wholeheartedly into it, or you're just a wannabe, okay? Real witches are dirty creatures. Some of them claim to be white witches. They do white magic, and then the other ones claim to be black magicians. Witchcraft is witchcraft. It does not matter what you call it. You can put any color. You call it green magic if you want. It doesn't matter. It's witchcraft. And witchcraft is a forbidden practice in the Bible. We all know that. And it's just a dirty thing to do. Witchcraft has, before I was a full-fledged follower of Jesus, it really did cause me some issues. So that is the other thing I'll tell you right now. If you have a witch, hellhounds on your trail, the way they say, if you have a witchy one trying to be a pain in your ass and you don't have any kind of relationship with Jesus Christ, you need to establish one right now, because without that, you're leaving yourself open as a sitting duck to the witchy ones. The reason this witchcraft has become so prevalent, it's everywhere. Like, you might think 1 out of 1,000 women are a witch or something like that. I don't know the exact number, but I can tell you for certain it's way more than that. It's quite a percentage of the female Western world that has turned to this. Several reasons for it. Mostly, I'm going to blame China again, because they are to blame for this. They opened up 1 million occult stores in Western places. Like, they're everywhere here. Every third, fourth shop is an occult shop selling witchy candles and witchy spell books and Wiccan stuff. That's the other thing, that the guy that started, his last name is Gardner, I think, or something like that. He started pumping the Wicca into the Western world, making it fashionable. Okay, so they preyed on the women, said, are you sick of men doing this to you? Are you sick of people walking on you? Are you sick of being the weaker of the genders? Well, you don't need to be. There's witchcraft, and this will make you powerful. And they convinced all these females that this is cool. They did it through movies too. Books, movies, video games, you name it. And the women ate it with a spoon. They just went all out for it. Now we got witchy ones everywhere. And I mean everywhere. And people don't usually make this connection, but Islam and witchcraft, they go together like that. Okay, I have met many Muslim witches. Potent magic they use. I'm not sure if it's right directly out of the Quran or where it's from, but yeah, some potent magic they use for sure. Take it seriously. People who laugh at the idea of witchcraft, here's how you know, I've said this before, anything that's been around for thousands of years and people are still doing it, not only are they still doing it, it's becoming more and more popular every day. That's proof. Things that aren't real will not stick around for thousands of years. They will fade off into the distance and never be heard about again. Witchcraft is in this world to stay. The fallen ones, the fallen angels, are the ones who gave this to women. It's described in the Bible. They taught them how to use certain psychedelic plants like mandrake, and they taught them sorcery. They taught them how to do spells and certain rituals, how to invoke demons, how to do all this stuff. And then all the grimoires were written through the ages. You know, you get some really famous grimoires that if you can get an actual original copy of them, they're worth a fortune. But you don't even want to bring it in your house because you'll bring bad things upon yourself. I know witchcraft very well. I've been a victim of it, and I was a practitioner of it. I used to cast sigils. Now, I didn't do it to attack other people. I did it to help my business and different things like that. But it doesn't matter. It's witchcraft, no matter what. And I went to I guess you could say a fortune teller. She was a dirty sorceress, what she was. And really messed up my life by going there. They pull this scam on you. They get demons to tell them a bunch of stuff about you. So the first time you walk in to meet them, they will tell you things about yourself that will blow your mind. And you sit there stunned. You can't believe what they just told you. That's what she did to me. She knew some very deep stuff and very specific things too. Like about my family taking me out of the will, and there was some really specific things. They knew all about it. She knew all about it. So then when she's got your mind blown that she knows all this stuff, she says, and this is going to happen very soon. She'll tell you something bad's going to happen. But I could make it stop. And I said, oh, you could make it stop. Yep. It's going to cost you $400 for the first ritual that I'm going to do for you and all this. And I'm like, I'm not giving you any money. She said, it's up to you, but if you walk out that door and you refuse, this bad stuff is going to happen. And then if you walk out and you don't pay, they send demons after you. They literally send demons to wreck your life. And that's what she did. Very effectively. Everything she told me was going to happen did indeed happen. She made it happen. This is when I was not a follower of Jesus. If I would have been, well, then I wouldn't have been in her presence anyway. I would have known not to even go there. But this is what a lack of Jesus will do. It will make you stupid. That's what it did to me. And I set myself up for that by even going there, and I paid a very heavy price for that. It's one of the biggest regrets I have in the world was making that visit that day. And it was just an ad that was left under my windshield wiper on my car. Thought it'd be interesting. It was a free session. Well, I'll go check this out and see what she's all about, because I was into casting sigils and stuff myself. Didn't know the danger I was playing with. Had no idea. It's all real. For those of you who think it's just superstition, I urge you to look deeper into it. Read about Aleister Crowley. I mean, he was the master magician of all time. Bill Gates is another one. He is and admits it in public. He taught his son. His son's name is it Rory? I think it's Rory or something like that. He taught him how to do these poems called Diamante poems. And they use that in Billy Boy's businesses. They use it to raid diamond mines and steal all the diamonds in, I think it's Liberia. They use magic in everything they do. Okay, that's why when the Pokey Poke came out, a lot of people described it as a witch's brew, because that's what it is. That's literally what it is. It's pharmakia is the word for it. That's where we get our word pharmacy. And it means sorcery through the use of drugs, designing drugs to do sorcery. That's what all big pharma is, pharmakia. It's witchcraft. Absolute witchcraft. It's all real. They can remote view you, like I say. And they'll prove they remote viewed you because they'll tell you something about what they saw while they were remote viewing you that you'll be like, but I was alone in my house with the curtains drawn. There's no way anybody saw that. But they did. And they'll make sure you know because that'll startle you. That's what another one did to me. I had another witch years ago. Oh, she spent a good 2 years making my life as miserable as she possibly could. And she was the high priestess of a coven. Therefore, she had followers who would do her dirty work and follow me around town and torture me. And oh, it was bad. It was real bad. If you have a witchy one on your tail, you need Jesus Christ, folks. You don't have any other defense. There is no other defense. If you try to defend with just yourself, you're going to lose. You're going to lose if you got a real witch on you. You don't want to take this lightly. These practices have been around since the beginning of time, pretty much. Well, since the fallen ones taught them. It was human women they taught too. That's who they preyed upon with it. It was forbidden to give that to humans, but the fallen ones, of course, after they rebelled and everything, they didn't care anymore. So they thought, how can we corrupt humans? Well, give them sorcery. That'll definitely do it. And they taught them how to make weapons and fight war and be violent and all the wonderful goodies we have in the world today. That's where it all came from. So take the witchy ones seriously. Okay, really seriously. Because I promise you, it's not superstition. It's not silly. It is Aleister Crowley defined magic, with a K on the end of it, as affecting change in reality with the use of your will. That's the best description you could give it. That's what it is. Not only the use of your will, though, you have to add something to that, and the invoking of demons. Because ceremonial magicians, witches who use ceremonial magic, do rituals and things, they're summoning demons, gaining control over them, and then sending them after their enemies, after who they want to attack. That's the most potent form of sorcery. And there's a lesser version called sympathetic magic. And that doesn't necessarily do the same thing with invoking demons and sending them after people. But it will attract demons without a question. Without a question. I invoked some kind of creature that's probably still in the house where I was living at the time. I think it's probably still there. Witchcraft is indeed real, scary, forbidden, extremely evil, and so destructive if you don't have Jesus Christ in your life. So remember, there is a good defense against the witchy ones. It's called Jesus Christ.